I met them at Top of the Pops, and I remember flirting outrageously with probably all three of them, actually. But I think Maurice kind of honed in on me. My best girlfriend at the time was Brian Epstein's secretary. She said that, you know, Maurice thought I was cute. So there's all that stuff going on, you know, teenagers, you know. It's all very electrifying.
She was a little on the chubbier side, and she had a few little spots, I remember. And we went up to the famed BBC cafe at Lime Grove Studios and sat in there. And she came in and she joined us at the table and started talking, and she thought I was very big-headed. And I thought, how dare she? Doesn't she know who I am?
Oh, my first impression of Maurice was he was so cute. He was very cute. He had these brown eyes and brown skin, and oh, tiny little hips, looked cute, and I mean, all the things that a girl looks at, that a teenage girl looks at in a teenage boy. You know, I was hot for him, what can I tell you?
I was in love. And I took her home, because I didn't have a driving license then, so she drove me back to my little semi-detached in Hendon. And I said, do you want to be just good friends or what? And she said, what? I said, okay.
This was just a few days before Lulu and Maurice Gibb became Mr. and Mrs. at an age-old, very folksy ceremony at Gerrard's Cross in Buckinghamshire.
It was typical showbiz, and when you're that age, you're like, yes, you know, this is so cool. And, you know, you're just lapping it up.
And I couldn't get in, because there were so many people crowded. We hadn't expected that. But I do remember Barry saying when we were getting married that we shouldn't get married. Anybody said that to me in those days. You shouldn't? Oh, yeah. I was just like, I knew it all. He's a wise old owl, Barry. You run to me. He's a wise old owl. Goodbye, Harry Brown. It's so good to see him in the race.
When we got back to England in 67 to 71, there was an amazing camaraderie in London. I was at this club called the Speakeasy.
Speakeasy was was where all the artists would come together, where you could literally listen to each other's albums, just having dinner. It was a wonderful place. It was a coffin at the front, and the wall would swing around, and suddenly you were in this incredible club. You know. It was amazing.
And the first person I met when we walked in the door was Otis Redding. Oh, wow. Then it was Pete Townsend and Keith Moon, who became a very good friend of mine. And through the glass were the Beatles. And this guy says, Scotch and Coke, isn't it? And I turned around and it's John. And I went, no, if he'd have said cyanide, I'd have drank it. I mean, it didn't matter. And I thought, okay, yeah, sure. And I never drank a Scotch and Coke before. He led me on my road to alcoholism. But it was incredible. And I didn't give it, it tasted awful, but I didn't care. And I became part of that inner circle. I came to the clubs a lot. I was a drinker. I was always the socialite.
Regardless of what people say about girl singers at that stage, we were all mates. There was no rivalry, me, Lulu, Dusty, and Sandy. And Maurice was great mates with Ringo. I was great mates with Ringo. And they lived in the same road. Lulu and Maurice and Ringo. And his wife and the kids at the time. And, well, we were always having parties.
I mean, people like David Bowie and Rod and all these guys would turn up at 3 in the morning, knock on the door and go, open the bar, right, come on, get my dressing gown on. And they'd come into the lounge room, we put music on, open the bar.